$25 million. Stolen in a single video call. Every person on screen was fake. Welcome to the age of deepfakes. In February 2024, a finance worker at a major British engineering firm joined a routine video call. On screen, he saw his chief financial officer and several colleagues. They discussed a confidential transaction. Over the next few days, he authorized 15 wire transfers totaling $25.6 million. Every single person on that video call was a deepfake. Not one of them was real. The faces were generated by artificial intelligence. The voices were cloned from publicly available recordings. And the worker had no idea until it was far too late. This is not a scene from a science fiction movie. This happened to Arab, the company that designed the Sydney Opera House, in one of the largest deepfake fraud cases ever recorded. And it is just the beginning. Deepfake technology has exploded. In 2023, there were roughly 500,000 deepfake files circulating online. By 2025, that number reached 8 million. Fraud losses from deepfakes in the United States alone hit $1.1 billion in 2025, tripling from the year before. This technology can steal your face, clone your voice, and destroy your reputation. And right now, almost anyone can do it. This is the story of deepfakes, what they are, how they work, who they target, and what you can do to protect yourself before it is too late. At the heart of every deepfake is a technology called a generative adversarial network, or GAN. Invented in 2014, a GAN works by pitting two artificial intelligence systems against each other. One is the generator. Its job is to create fake images or video frames that look real. The other is the discriminator. Its job is to detect whether an image is real or fake. The two systems train against each other through thousands of iterations. The generator keeps improving until the discriminator can no longer tell the difference. The result is synthetic media so convincing that humans cannot reliably detect it either. Studies show that human detection rates for high-quality video deepfakes are just 24.5%. That means 3 out of 4 people shown a deepfake will believe it is real. For face swapping, the AI analyzes hundreds of photos or video frames of a target person, learning their facial structure, expressions, and micro-movements. It then overlays those features onto another person's body in real time. For voice cloning, the AI breaks down a voice sample into its unique components: pitch, tone, accent, pace, even breathing patterns. Remarkably, a convincing voice clone can now be created from just 3 seconds of audio. The technology has become shockingly accessible. Free tools like DeepFaceLab and FaceSwap are available to anyone. Searches for free voice cloning software rose 120% between 2023 and 2024. You do not need a computer science degree. You need a laptop and an internet connection. The Arab case was not an isolated incident. It was a signal of what was coming. In 2019, criminals used AI to clone the voice of a British energy company CEO and tricked an employee into wiring $243,000 to a Hungarian bank account. It was one of the first documented cases of AI voice fraud. By 2024, the attacks had become far more sophisticated. At Ferrari, someone impersonated CEO Benedetto Vigna using a deepfake voice and called a finance executive. The executive grew suspicious and asked a verification question that only the real CEO would know. The imposter hung up. Ferrari was lucky. In early 2025, a coordinated wave of deepfake attacks hit Italy's corporate elite, targeting fashion icon Giorgio Armani, among others. At least one victim transferred €1 million to a Hong Kong account before realizing the deception. At LastPass, the cybersecurity company, an employee received calls, texts, and voicemail on WhatsApp from someone impersonating the CEO. At Wiz, the cloud security firm, criminals cloned the CEO's voice and sent voicemails to dozens of employees requesting their credentials. The scale is staggering. Voice cloning fraud rose 680% in a single year. Deepfake-related fraud losses in the United States tripled from $360 million in 2024 to $1.1 billion in 2025. And 1 in 4 business leaders now reports that their organization has experienced a deepfake incident. On January 21, 2024, voters in New Hampshire received a phone call from President Joe Biden. His voice told them not to vote in the upcoming Democratic primary. "Save your vote for November," the voice said. It was not Joe Biden. It was an AI-generated deepfake. Between 5,000 and 25,000 robocalls were sent. 76% targeted New Hampshire. The scheme was orchestrated by Steve Kramer, a political consultant who hired a magician to create the AI voice clone for just a few $100s. The Federal Communications Commission declared AI voices in robocalls illegal. Kramer now faces a $6 million fine and 26 criminal counts. The telecom company that carried the calls agreed to pay $1 million. But the damage goes beyond one election. In Slovakia, an audio deepfake of a liberal candidate discussing vote rigging surfaced 48 hours before a national election. In Indonesia, a deepfake of the late dictator Suharto was used in a campaign ad. In India, multiple deepfake videos of the prime minister and opposition leaders circulated during the general election. In South Korea, deepfake videos of political candidates spread on social media before elections. The technology is cheap, fast, and nearly impossible to debunk in real time. A deepfake can go viral in minutes. A fact check takes hours or days. By then, the damage is done. This is the statistic that should alarm everyone. 96% of all deepfake videos online are non-consensual intimate imagery. 99% of the victims are women. Deepfake pornography production increased 464% from 2022 to 2023. In January 2024, AI-generated explicit images of Taylor Swift spread across X, formerly Twitter, reaching 47 million views before the platform could remove them. The incident triggered bipartisan outrage in Congress and accelerated federal legislation. But Taylor Swift has resources, legal teams, and public visibility. Most victims have none of that. In South Korea in 2024, Telegram groups were discovered creating deepfake intimate images of schoolgirls. Over 200,000 users participated in these groups. Across the United States, the United Kingdom, Spain, and Australia, schools have reported rising cases of students creating deepfake images of their classmates. The psychological impact on victims is devastating. Academic studies have found that the harm is comparable to actual sexual assault. Victims experience career destruction, social isolation, post-traumatic stress disorder, and suicidal ideation. And they are often dismissed by authorities because the images are not real. But the damage is real. The humiliation is real. And once images spread across the internet, removal is nearly impossible. Detecting deepfakes is an arms race, and right now, the attackers are winning. Detection tools lose 45 to 50% of their effectiveness when they move from controlled lab conditions to real-world deepfakes. The fundamental problem is asymmetric. Deepfake generation improves faster than detection. New generation techniques can break existing detectors within months. The most promising detection methods analyze biological signals that are difficult to fake, subtle blood flow patterns visible in facial skin, blinking frequency, micro-expressions that last fractions of a second. Intel's fake catcher claims 96% accuracy by detecting blood flow and face pixels. The U.S. Department of Defense invested $2.4 million in Hive AI's detection technology, selecting it from a pool of 36 firms. Meanwhile, the Coalition for Content Provenance and Authenticity, or C2PA, is developing digital signatures that can be embedded in media at the moment of creation, essentially a digital birth certificate for photos and videos. But here is the uncomfortable truth. Anyone claiming they can easily spot a deepfake with the naked eye is not being truthful. In 2025, the line between real and fake has become dangerously blurred. The best defense is not human eyes. It is better systems, better verification, and better laws. The legal response to deepfakes has accelerated rapidly. In May 2025, President Trump signed the Take It Down Act into law with near-unanimous bipartisan support. It makes it a federal crime to knowingly create or share non-consensual intimate images, including AI-generated ones. It requires platforms to remove such content within 48 hours of a verified victim request. The Defiance Act, passed unanimously by the Senate, creates a federal civil right of action for survivors of deepfake intimate imagery. Victims can sue for up to $150,000 in statutory damages, or $250,000 if linked to sexual assault or stalking. At the state level, 47 states have enacted deepfake legislation since 2019. 45 states now have laws specifically addressing sexually explicit deepfakes. 28 states regulate political deepfakes. Tennessee's Elvis Act, effective July 2024, was the first state law to establish civil remedies for AI voice cloning. Internationally, the European Union's AI Act, which took effect in August 2024, classifies deepfakes as limited risk and requires transparency labeling. China requires deepfake content to be clearly labeled and prohibits creation without consent. The United Kingdom's Online Safety Act criminalizes sharing deepfake intimate images. South Korea passed emergency legislation in 2024 after the Telegram scandal. The legal framework is catching up, but enforcement remains the challenge. So what can you actually do? First, limit your digital footprint. Every high-resolution photo and video you post on social media is training data for a potential deepfake. The less material available, the harder it is to create a convincing fake. Second, never trust a single channel. If someone calls you claiming to be your boss, your bank, or a family member asking for money, hang up and call them back on a number you already have saved. Never use the number they called from. Third, create secret verification codes with family and close colleagues. A simple code word that only you and they know can instantly expose a deepfake caller. Fourth, for organizations, never authorize large financial transactions based on a single video or phone call. Implement multi-person verification and mandatory callback protocols. Fifth, support and demand better technology. Content provenance standards like C2PA can embed digital signatures into media at the moment of creation. If a photo or video does not carry a verified signature, treat it with skepticism. And finally, if you become a victim of a deepfake, report it immediately to the platform, to law enforcement, and to organizations like the Cyber Civil Rights Initiative. Federal law now requires platforms to remove non-consensual intimate images within 48 hours. The age of deepfakes is here. The technology will only get better, but so can we.